All right, fourth graders, we are going to start math today by going over your end of module assessment that we did last week. So you should have these being handed out to you or already handed out to you. If for some reason someone doesn't have one, they're getting a blank one where mine says key. That should say your name, and you should have a colored pencil out. Okay, you're going to do everything in colored pencil. So as we correct it, if you get it right, you're going to circle the number. And if you get it wrong, you're going to leave the number, but you are going to write in your colored pencil the correct answer. And you're going to work it out. Don't just write the answer, but see what I did. Okay, that could get a little confusing. We'll talk about it as we go through the problems because some of you had problems you didn't finish. Well, you should be copying me as I go and writing it all down. Some of you will have it down, but you have the wrong answer. So then you'll just write the answer in colored pencil. One of the things you're going to notice as we go through this has nothing to do with math, but I am not a good video taker. In the room I'm in, I can't make it work with the lighting the correct way. So you're going to keep seeing the shadow. See that? There's my hand and the camera. So you have to ignore that part, but you are really good at ignoring distractions. All right. So let's get started. Get your colored pencil ready. We're going to start with completing the conversion charts. These were with length. Try and make this so you can't see all the answers at once. Don't look. All right. So we're going to go through these ones. Remember that with length, 1 kilometer equals how many meters? You should have said 1,000. So 3 kilometers is, say it out loud, 3,000 meters. If you got it right, I want you to circle 3 kilometers, just like this. If you got it wrong with your colored pencil, you can cross out your answer and write the correct answer to the side here. Okay, let's go on to the next one. They'll be a little bit faster. And don't try to cheat and look at these other ones. I told you I'm not very good at this camera thing. All right, 9 kilometers is, say it out loud, 9,000 meters. 6 kilometers, 435 meters. Now remember, you could just take that kilometers out and put a comma there because this is what goes in your thousands place value chart. And then if there's anything less than 3 digits in the meters, you put zeros. Okay, so it should be 6,435 meters. And then we have 12 kilometers, 12 meters. And that looks like this. See how they only have 2 digits right here for the meters? They have the ones and they have the tens. So we put a 0 in the hundreds. It's 12,000 and, excuse me, I almost said 12,012 meters. Okay, I'm going to cover this one up. Don't look. All right, let's try these ones. These are the exact same, but it's mass. So instead of kilometers, it's kilograms. Okay, so 1 kilogram equals how many grams? 1,000. So 3 kilograms equals 3,000 grams. 20 kilograms, 300 grams equals 20,300 grams. 1 kilogram, 74 grams equals 1,074 grams. 403 kilograms, 4 grams equals 403,004 grams. These ones, I guess they don't have very much room for you to write. You could have written it over to the side, like in this box if you got it wrong. But your sub or the person who's working on the video can pause it if people need to check those. Okay, let's do the last one. These ones are in capacity. Capacity is like this. How much liquid can something hold? Okay, so they go in liters and milliliters. All right, so in 1 liter, there are 1,000 milliliters. So 4 liters equals 4,000 milliliters. 48 liters, 808 milliliters is 48,808 milliliters. 2 liters, 20 milliliters is 2,020 milliliters. And 639 liters, 6 milliliters is 639,006 milliliters. Remember that for most of us, we skipped number 2. We're going to look at the ones on the bottom now. And what's going to happen is we're going to quickly change these into the numbers we need them. And then I'm going to show you each problem. And you will need to have it paused in order to check your work. Okay, so then you can check, do you have the right answer? And do you have, did you add or subtract the correct numbers? That might be your problem if you didn't convert these correctly. And then the person pausing will pause it, and you will have time then to look at it and see if maybe you just made an addition or subtraction error, okay? But I won't take that much time on the video, so you guys are going to have to pause it. So when you look at this, remember you have to write the numbers down correctly. So this number right here, this equation is 493,043. That should be written first. 493,043. Don't worry about things I carried yet. Plus 17,057. So you had to be able to line it up correctly. Okay? So go ahead and pause the video to check the answer. Okay, let's go on to the next one. These are 25,032 minus 23,083. So it should look like this, except that you're really going to have to pause it to look at my numbers because I borrowed. And then with borrowing, the answer is 1,949 grams. On the last one, I forgot to tell you meters. But make sure you put that label on there because they have the label in our problem. So push pause, check your answer, see where you made a mistake. If you didn't get it done, then you're writing it with a colored pencil. Okay, and then letter C is 100,099 milliliters plus 2,999 milliliters. That equals 103,098 milliliters. So pause that so you can check it. Okay. On the back, we're going to do these ones together. Still, make sure that you pause as you need it. Oops, sorry. I'm going to put that on there. All right. Number 1, Billy is training for a half marathon. For the problems below, use the tape diagram numbers and words to explain each answer. My biggest thing right now is that can you convert the numbers and then add or subtract and figure out if we're adding or subtracting. Now, we went through these, but I still saw a lot of blanks on them. So those of you with blanks need to pay attention and make sure that you are writing them down. So letter A, for each day, Billy runs on the treadmill for 5 kilometers and runs on the outdoor track for 6,000 kilometers. Remember we said and then in all, how many meters does he run each day? Well, 5 kilometers, how many meters is that? It's 5,000. This is not going to work very well. I should have written this all down before I did it. And he also runs 6,000 meters. You're adding those together. Now, you always start over at the ones, but you just see 0, 0, 0. You already know that. 5 plus 6 is 11. So it's 11,000 meters. Okay, pause as you need to check your work. Okay, letter B. Since Billy has started training, he's been drinking more water. On Saturday, he drank 2 liters, 755 milliliters of water. So we know that that's going to be 2,755 milliliters. On Sunday, he drank some more. When they say some more, that's saying, hey, you have to add something to it, but we don't know what that is yet. So he drank these 2,755 milliliters on Saturday, but we don't know what he drank on Sunday. And in total, he drank 4 liters, 255 milliliters. Well, cross that out and put a comma there. Total, he drank 4,255 milliliters. So what do we do when we have the total and one thing that was added? Instead of adding these two together, I hope you already said it, subtract. Okay, so let's do the subtraction. 5 minus 5 is 2 minus 7. I hope you said you can't do that. Don't just borrow. What am I borrowing from? I'm borrowing 1,000. So now I have 3,000s there, and I gave 1,000 to the hundreds place. So now the hundreds place has 12 hundreds. 12 minus 7. Think, how many does the 7 have to get up to the 10? Needs 3 more, and then there's 2 left over there. Put those up. That's 5. And 3 minus 2 is 1. And that's how many milliliters of water he drank on Sunday. Okay, last one. This one is a little bit harder. Since he began exercising so much for his half marathon, Billy has been losing weight. In his first week of training, he lost 2 kilograms, 530 grams. So what's that number? 2,530 grams. In the following 2 weeks of training, he lost 1 kilogram, 855 grams each week. And how many weeks was that? 2 weeks. So what's that number? He lost 1,855 grams for 2 weeks. Okay. Billy now weighs 61 kilograms, 760 grams. We know that's 61,760. 61,760 grams. What was Billy's weight in grams before he started training? So we first have to figure out how much weight did he lose. So we're going to add all of those up. Make sure when you are writing them down that they all line up. Also, right now, make sure that you're telling the person or your sub that you need it paused if you need to watch this or you need a minute to catch up. And then push play and we'll answer them together. Okay? 0, 5, and 5. What's 5 plus 5? 10. You can only record the ones. Carry that 10 up there. Do you see that that's the answer? Here's 10. Okay? Now 5 plus 5 is 10. Plus 3, 13. And one more is 14. Look at, I'm recording the ones and my 10 just goes up there. That's still 14. Okay? Add it together. 8 plus 8 is 16. Okay? 16 plus 5. Well, I know 6 needs 4 to get to the next 10. So 16 needs 4 to get to the next 10, which is 20 and 21. And there's one more up there. So 22. See, I still have 22. Now add those. 2, 4, 5, 6. This is how much weight in grams he lost. Well, if this is what he weighs now, what did he weigh before? What are we going to do to these two numbers? I'm going to add them together because this number goes here. I know that those two on a tape diagram have to be added to get my total. So I can rewrite it over here if I want it to line up, or I can save myself time. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4 digits, and I'm adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits. So I know I have to start out here and add them up correctly. This is grams also. I know I'm going to use grams. 0 plus 0 is 0. 6 plus 4 is 10. Ooh, when I think about what I know about my tens, hey, this is 3 right here. 7 and 3 is 10. 6, 7, 8. My comma in there. And 6 plus nothing is 6. This is what he used to weigh, 68,000 grams. Now I want you to go back. For everyone that you got correct, you should have the letter or the number circled. So go back and check that you did that. Then you're going to count up how many did you get right. And at the top, I want you to write plus and whatever number you got right. So everyone should have a few of them right, at least from up here. Okay? I don't want you to worry about your number right now. All this tells me and tells you is, what do we need to work on? One of the things I'm going to be looking at is, did you have these numbers correct, but you just messed it up here? Well, that's okay. Adding and subtracting, that's an easy fix. And in fact, I have something we're going to start doing that will make those even easier, teach you some strategies so you're not having to count on your fingers all the time. All right? Once you have that number on, one person at the table is going to collect them, whoever the sub says. Or maybe if I'm really on top of things, someone will already have a note on their desk saying they're the leader at the table. But there's a good chance I won't have that done. Anyway, one person at the table collect them, and then that person bring them to the sub, and I'll take a look at those when I get back. All right, we are going to now practice with some multiplication. So everyone needs their multiplication chart out. You're going to get that out. Your sub is going to collect and get the next video going, and then we'll practice with multiplication and division. I'll show you how. All right, so this is a good chance to quickly turn your paper in, get multiplication chart, make sure you have water and your pencil sharpened, and be ready by the time your sub tells you it's time for the next video.